What are two or three ways that a woman could do this to create an opportunity for a conversation to happen?
Right. So one of them is really, really simple. There was actually a book written by a guy called, I think, Richard Wiseman. It was called 59 Seconds. But one of the studies in the book that wasn't done by him, it was done by, I think, Jecker and Landy, was about the psychology of favors. And what they found years ago when they did this study, they were looking for the obvious, right? If I do you a favor, you'll like me more.
Yes.
What they actually found was if I do you a favor, I'll like you more. Because we like people that we're able to help in some small way. The only caveat was that the favor couldn't be something that was difficult to perform. If you ask me something that's difficult, I could get annoyed, right? And frustrated. If you ask me something that's easy for me to do and I get to help you in some way, I actually end up liking you more. So the psychology when done in the direction of man to woman, is much more powerful because men have these two instincts: provide and protect. So now when a woman comes up and asks for a favor, he immediately gets to cater to those two male instincts that make him feel important. So the advice goes like this: if you walk up to a guy and you say, use this one first line, and it will work time and time again. You say, I could really use your help with something. That one line is going to have 9 out of 10 guys immediately receptive to whatever you say next.
Because they want to provide and protect.
Yeah, anything. Tell me how I can feel important right now. So I could really use your help with something. Now,
it could be answering a question. It could be
anything, right? Directions. But let's say you're in a bar and you say, could you hold my jacket for 2 seconds while I give these drinks to my friends? I'm running out of hands here.
Smart.
You then take your drinks, you give them to your friends, you come back, you take your jacket and you say, thank you so much, you're a gentleman. How's your evening going anyway? Now, the beauty of this is, rather than having to go up to him randomly and saying, how's your evening going? Which makes it feel like you've really chosen him. In this example, he's doing you the favor. You're just politely asking how his evening is going after he's already done the favor for you. So that's an easy way for women to drop the handkerchief in any environment and they never have to risk rejection with that because there's nothing for him to reject. It's just a simple favor.
Wow. Okay. So that's number one.
So that's
maybe one more way.
That's number one. Let's think of a good one here. Here's a good one. When you're with your friends and you see a group of guys, simply walk up to them and say, we're trying to guess what people's jobs are by what they're wearing.
Oh, that's cool.
And then start guessing. Everyone loves this game because you have fun guess. You could, and again, you can start in a funny way and say, you're a spy. But whatever it is, play with it a little.
Sure.
But then the nice thing is they immediately know how to carry on that conversation because they're going to do it back.
Now, for guys who are experiencing this and they see a woman who creates an opportunity to talk to them, and now it's their responsibility to kind of continue the conversation, right? And to show that, okay, now I am interested.
So this is a really important part. This is really important because there is a mistake people make here. And I realized this early on because I was giving women this way to go and be proactive with guys in a way that they hadn't been before. But they were making the mistake of staying in there too long.
Oh.
Right?
So don't stick around.
No. Think of it this way. In order to give someone the opportunity to hit on you in the first place, you need to close the gap. So when a woman goes in and says, I mean, there's another one I'll give you. If you're, this one's, always pay attention to what's going on around you. And if nothing else, say the obvious. So you could be in a bar, lining up for a drink and you say to the guy next to you, oh my God, it's so busy in here. Right? That's it. By the way, you're not saying it's so busy in here. You're saying it's okay for you to talk to me.
Right.
That's really what you're saying. So in that moment, again, if you wanted to make it more flirtatious, you'd say, oh my God, it's so busy in here. It's you with your big shoulders. Move.
Right.
And then you'd push him. And then you're going to have some great tension. He's going to feel manly. But the key thing is don't then stay in there. I was in LA recently and I was with 2 buddies and 3 women came over and started talking to us. Now, I can't fault that because that's what I help people to do that. I think it's important. I think they did the right thing. But what they could have changed is when they came over to speak to us, they stood facing us with their feet pointed towards us in a circle, and then there was no sign of them leaving ever.
They were just committed to being
there. You know when
there.
someone's body language says, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it immediately makes you nervous because you sort of think, oh, you're like, how am I going to get out of this situation?
If you're not interested in them,
right.
You don't want to be in
And
it.
a woman knows this feeling much better than a man, because when a woman is approached by a guy, she can't even concentrate on whether she's attracted to him if he's too much in her space to begin with.
Yeah.
He needs to give her space to observe him and decide she's attracted to him before he keeps just going and going and going. So these women would have been better off to maybe a minute in, just turn and talk to each other again. They don't have to go to the other side of the room and make things difficult, but just turn and talk to each other. Or, God forbid, there's another person there that they turn to and ask something of.
Right.
What they've done is close the gap, but then recreated space. So the second step of recreating space is very, very important, because when they recreate space, it gives us a chance to observe them, a chance to miss them, and a chance to think, oh, how do we get them back over here? So now when we go over there and say, by the way, I was thinking about what you said just now, and keep talking, for them it's like, okay, that's like, now they've made a move. Now they've chosen to be in the situation,
back with it, yeah.
instead of us just choosing to be there and never knowing if they were really attracted.
And that's what needs to happen for women, is they need to feel chosen as well.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. So it's kind of like you're choosing him to begin with, so that you're not just randomly choosing from the pool of guys that are brave enough or obnoxious enough to run up to you. But at the same time, you're giving it space so that he can choose you, and you can be confident in that process.
And then from there, there's a whole nother workshop you do on teaching how to get the guy or how to get the girl
keeps,
after that.
You can imagine,
it never
right?
ends. What is what's the biggest mistake people find today when trying to find their love or find someone that they, their soulmate? Oh my
God.
What's the biggest mistake? Is it being yourself?
I think there's something of a sense of entitlement that most of us have, or that most people have when they're going out to date, where they somehow feel like they're just owed the love of their life, that it shouldn't be difficult, that they don't have to do anything, that it's enough, that they are just them. It's that there's, I don't know if you've ever seen Bridget Jones, but there's a line in Bridget Jones where, forget his name, Colin Firth, I think it is. He's looking at Bridget, and I think he says, "I love exactly how you are. I love you. Like no changes, nothing. I love you exactly how you are." And sometimes we feel like we're owed that. And it kind of becomes an excuse again,
to be lazy,
to grow, not to, I don't, frankly, it doesn't really matter what you think you're owed in love. No one cares.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.